Clay County, we are here with the Clay County Coach of the Month, Coach Jessica Carter from Keystone Girls Basketball. Coach, congratulations on being selected. So you've been the girls basketball coach at Keystone for some time, and you know one of the most impressive things is how you have created an all-encompassing girls basketball program. It's not just about the practices, but we're going to get into some talks about the Keystone Youth Basketball Academy, the Summer Heat Wave tournament, your new JV tournament that you're implementing. First and foremost, let me ask, how did you get into coaching?
Well, honestly, it was the only thing I wanted to do. Well, growing up, I wanted to teach, I wanted to coach, and it just was a bonus that I got to come back to my hometown. In 2003, I got a call from my aunt who worked at the high school, and she said, "Hey, there's an opening. Do you want to come back?" And I came back, and I got to teach and coach, and my first thing was that I looked at my dad and said, "I cannot believe I'm getting paid for this." So it's what I've always wanted to do. I started in 4th grade playing, and I wanted to continue ever since.
That's outstanding. And you mentioned you won 2 state titles in girls basketball?
Yes, my high school career, junior and senior year.
That's awesome. Yes. That's awesome. So that's something that, it takes, I tell people all the time, you can play for 30 years, coach for 30 years, and people don't get to that pinnacle of high school sports. So the fact that you've done that as a player is kind of good for your student athletes you've been there, done that, so to speak, which is really neat. Talk about how it makes you feel that you have the opportunity to coach at your alma mater. You know that a lot of people don't get the opportunity to do that, but you've really built an awesome girls basketball program. But talk about how the pride that there is when you have grown up in Keystone and now you're the girls basketball coach. You teach at Keystone Elementary, 6th grade ELA, so you get the full Keystone experience. Talk about the pride in the community.
I love it. The people are they're so supportive. I mean, we go out, they're such a small town, but they're willing to help our program. My girls go out, they learn how to communicate with the businesses to get sponsors and things like that. And it's really neat to now see some of my kids who I graduated with their parents. Now I'm coaching their parents, or I'm teaching their parents. And so that's a really neat thing to see, because you get to, oh, hey, I remember you. And now you're seeing the next generation come up. So that's a really neat thing to see. No
question. Segue, next generation. Keystone Youth Basketball Academy is probably one of the coolest community partnership programs that we have here in Clay County. Tell us about it.
So back when I was in elementary school in 4th grade, my old Coach Kathy Baitwright, she started this YBA program. And when I came back to Keystone, it kind of got put to the wayside, which I understand. It is a difficult thing to do while you coach, while you teach, while you work. So it started out, I came back, and I had about, 10, 12 girls, boys. I put them together, and they just played during my halftime. We are now up to almost 150 kids. I have 3 sections. I have grades 1st through 3rd, and they play on 6-foot rims, and my girls and my boys coach. And we play 3-on-3, so all the kids get a handle of the ball. Nobody's being left out, and so they feel like they're really involved. And then I go to 4th and 5th grade. They play against each other, and then I play 6th, 7th, and 8th grade to get them ready for that junior high play. But it is hard work. But to see those kids, and like Kylie, my starting point guard, I saw her way back in the day, and I was like, yeah, there she is. That's who I'm going to have. And I've seen Haley Julius, Desiree Bright, Savannah Chanel, all these athletes. I got to see them from the beginning and got to coach them all the way up.
No doubt. It's truly a synergistic program from the fact that the kids get the opportunity to be exposed to the sport. The current student athletes get volunteer opportunities in their community, and then ultimately they become Indians, which is a really cool thing for the Keystone community. You do much more than just the Keystone Basketball Academy. Talk about the summer tournament, the Heat Wave, I think you called it.
So we in Gainesville, there's a Heat Wave with the Martin Luther King gymnasium there, and I bring my girls over there to play, and we get to interact with different teams. And the one thing I like about it is, just like, for example, we played Eastside this week. They're in our district. Most of the time you have that competition, and they're just vying for each other, but we saw more of a camaraderie because those girls saw them during the summer, and instead of just beating on each other, they're helping each other up. You see that type of, good sportsmanship. And so you're not only teaching them how to win, but teaching them how to win correctly.
Right.
And that's a big thing.
No doubt. And, the great team bonding opportunity for the girls at that other time. So lastly, another thing you're adding this year is your JV tournament. Sometimes JV programs tend to get kind of left to the wayside. Talk about that.
Yeah. So I host 2 tournaments a year. One is my winter shootout. I've done that for about 5 years now. I have the same type of teams coming back over and over again. And then this year we're implementing the JV tournament because when you go to find JV teams, there are none out there. So we're going to do 4 teams this year on December 17th. It's our first one. I've got a wonderful sponsor. They're buying our t-shirts and everything for us. And it's a community area too. So it's just all around. It just, community supporting us. We're trying to get the kids to play, and we're not losing that JV because I've got probably 15 girls on JV, and I've got 13 on junior high. So I've got a good program that's coming up.
Yeah, that's super strong. And we have seen, for any girl that's watching, it's basketball, whatever sport you want to get involved with, it's great to be involved in athletics in the junior high school level. So the last thing I would say, great start, 4-2 this year for the Lady Indians. How do you feel about this year for your team?
Well, we're 6-2.
So, I'm sorry, 6-2. You're right. That's
we're
right.
6-2. But yeah, it's great. I think they're really starting to come together. There's a 6-quarter rule this year, and I'm using that because there was a period in our program where there wasn't a lot of girl athletes. So right now, we're seeing that in my varsity. So I only have about 6 true varsity age girls. So I'm kind of using some of my JV girls to come up, and they're meshing with them, but they're playing with JV as well. So
gives them a great opportunity at a young age to play some varsity too.
Yes, and they get some speed. They get the that
environment.
Yes, but I think we're going to do well. We're still learning. We're still trying to mesh together. I've got a couple returners that work well together, like Kylie and Desiree, and they're really good at bringing up those JV players to be leaders. They're leaders, and that's what we want to build because that's our program. So we're trying to put them together.
Awesome.
So.
Well, Coach, congratulations. It's so well deserved that you're the Clay County Coach of the Month, presented by Chick-Fil-A Middleburg, and let's make it official. We're back with Coach Jessica Carter of the Keystone Indians, the girls basketball coach. She is the Clay County Coach of the Month, presented by Chick-Fil-A Middleburg. So, Coach, for being the Clay County Coach of the Month, we have a bunch of goodies for you. First and foremost, from our partners with the Jacksonville Icemen, you get 4 tickets to a Jacksonville Icemen's home game. Also, you get this awesome swag bag from our title sponsor, Chick-Fil-A Middleburg. There's some gift cards in there and a bunch of other goodies, and we appreciate Mr. Joe Mayo and his team from Chick-fil-A for supporting our program. You also get this awesome Nike Dry Fit quarter zip jacket that says Clay County Coach of the Month from BSN Sports, our partners there. And then finally, it's official. You're the Clay County Coach of the Month. Congratulations, and here's your certificate from the district.
Great. Thank you.